Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Lunchbox Live, our virtual UK tour, where today we've rocked up in Glasgow. And I'm really pleased to introduce Ross and Grant from Lean Lads Lifestyle. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you?
Mate, that introduction video was incredible. It's class, isn't it? It gets me every time. When we do these, we hit play, and then I'm like to him, by the way, that's us live. It's quality.
It's class.
How are you doing? Is it a bit warmer up there today? Because you've had a bit cold recently, haven't you?
No, mate, it's lovely. It's actually clear blue skies just now. It's really, really, really nice, to be fair.
Oh, fantastic. Good. Good afternoon, Dom, by the way. So I didn't mean to miss you out there. How are you, sir?
Better for having a good walk under my belt, that's for sure.
Fantastic. Good. So, guys, thanks so much for coming on. Really, it's my playback to you because you were very kindly did my first ever podcast when I entered this industry. So thank you guys for that. I appreciate that. So it's almost good to get you on our show to get your story. So, lads, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your story? Who are you? What have you been doing? And let's go.
When you go, Ross, I'll let you start.
Yeah. So we basically, as the name suggests, we help guys improve their lifestyle. To give you a bit of an idea of like what led us to do that. So we were really into the gym and fitness and stuff in our 20s, and we tried and failed to get in shape for years, and I eventually got into what we'd say is pretty good shape, like kind of like cover model shape. We did a photo shoot, we got abs, we got shredded. And then after that, we just kind of lost our way a wee bit, and gradually through time, over the space like 3-4 years, just kind of lost focus, lost motivation, and put on about 20 kilos. I mean, we were never like what you would call overweight or obese or anything, but we gradually just piled on a bit of weight. And cheers, Alex. And just kind of let ourselves go a wee bit. And we were in this cycle of like kind of training out of like guilt, and then spending the weekends getting on it, all the kind of usual stuff that happens to young guys, and then wondering why we didn't have any motivation to change. And in reality, our habits were what was killing our motivation. And it wasn't until we started to learn about our mindset and the way we thought and take control of that we kind of regained control. And since then, we've kind of come full circle, lost all that weight again, got back in control, and yeah, now we help guys do the same through we've got a program called 8 Week Leaner, which is all geared towards that.
Awesome. I'm going to go straight. Well, actually, before that, is there anything Grant wants to add? Anything, Grant?
I think he's nailed it. I don't think there's anything I would add to it. I think he's nailed it.
Yeah. I really want to go straight to the beginning of that story, and get deep. I looked at your website before we got on the show today, and Chris, whilst I'm talking, have a quick look, because when they said they got pretty lean, we're talking 5% body fat. We are talking absolute shredded. There's a reason I want to go in on that, and I just want to get what did go into that level of shredded? What did that actually do to you? Was it healthy? Did you enjoy that challenge, or did it have its own effects and maybe?
To be honest, it was a great challenge to undertake, but I think that we weren't prepared for the aftermath of it, i.e. like what it done is longer term. So like getting in that shape, we had this big massive goal where we were so motivated, and then at the end of it, it was just like, what's next? And this is what we kind of said led us down the path. It was like we kind of felt like we'd completed the gym.
Yeah,
that was kind of
felt like there it is. It's on the screen. That's external motivation of the highest level.
It's interesting though, because like the reality of actually doing that and achieving that wasn't as good as kind of what we thought. I mean, it's a great thing to look back on and see we've done, but it was almost afterwards. It was almost a wee bit like of an anticlimax because it was so hard. It became less about enjoying the process and a lot more about just getting it done. And we kind of sucked all the enjoyment out of it, which I think in hindsight was a big part of the reason that we started to slip backwards quite a lot afterwards.
Yeah. I think as well, see when you're like, remember near the end of it, I was in Tesco sniffing like packets of cakes and like bread. I think you know at that point that there's something not quite right.
Yeah. So you how long was that journey for? How long did that take you?
I mean, dieting for that actual shoot was 16 weeks. Before that, I mean, see if you want to take into account the whole time, probably we were like in our mid-20s there.
Yeah.
We probably started training about 17, 18, making all the mistakes you could ever make.
Yeah.
Making a lot of mistakes. Eventually hired a PT, taught us a bit more. And then we spent a bit of time like sort of bulking up and building muscle before that. So I mean, the total journey would have been a good 7-8 years.
Yeah.
And then the actual sort of cut for the photo shoot was about 16 weeks.
So you reach the top 5%. Amazing, amazing results. Photo shoot, the lot. What's in store with the aftermath? The egos. I imagine it's an ego piece here. The ego's flying.
Totally.
You're unstoppable. What brought the ego crashing right down?
I think it see when you start gaining weight again. Like you start gaining weight. Like we obviously see with training and stuff. You were so motivated that you were getting into every session. You were giving it everything. Then suddenly you were getting into the gym and it's like, why am I here? Like you never really had that desire to push yourself that hard, and we know now that it's just because we never set another goal.
Yeah,
so like everything just became so monotonous, so mundane, and then it became to the point where we'd go for training 4 days one week to like 1 day the next week, and then it would be like 2 days the week after, and it just became so sporadic. And then you start telling yourself, "Oh, I've just lost all motivation. I'm not the way I used to be," and then you get into this really negative cycle. That just on and on and on.
Yeah, that's interesting actually, because me and Chris done a talk this morning, which was all about self. I think you're alluding to it right now. Is that you'd got into this cycle of almost negative? What did life look like once you've got on this circle of self-talk, negative? What did life look like then? What did the weekend look like? Because that's what I really want to know.
A lot of big weekends, man. And
big weekend.
Yeah, man. I mean, we do a lot of stuff that typical guys do, like going clubbing and stuff like that now and again, which was cool. That's all good fun and stuff. But it kind of got to the stage where it become more and more frequent, and it'd be like going to the pub on a Saturday, have a few pints, stick a coupon on, watch the football. Before you know it, you're still out on the Sunday afternoon and all that kind of stuff. And the knock-on effect is on your motivation, your energy, your willpower it's a really sort of destructive cycle to get into, and that's kind of where we were. And then because you feel so bad, you're just craving stuff to make you feel good again. So that's weekend escapism, release, and all this kind of stuff. But it's it just keeps you kind of stuck in a rut, which is pretty much where we were. And don't get me wrong, like we had good times and stuff like that, but they do kind of when they start to. We always say the problem becomes when it starts to interfere with other goals and things you're trying to do with your life. Then it's not really. It's not really worth it, and that's kind of what was happening. We weren't making any progress in our careers. We weren't looking any better. In fact, we were kind of looking worse because of our habits and things, and we weren't really working towards any
purpose.
Exactly.
What was the purpose then? You'd had this big, massive purpose, drive you up to 5%. Get to the top of the game. What was the purpose after that?
Just never had one really. That was what we kind of realised. Like there was just like why like, and that's I think where a lot of people get stuck. Like why go to the gym if you don't have a goal?
Yeah,
because like, the gym's uncomfortable. It doesn't make you feel good. You need to feel uncomfortable when you're in the gym. So, and that's why would you do it if you don't have a goal or something to motivate you or something to work towards? Because something we know now is that guys are people who need to feel like they're progressing. If a guy doesn't feel like they're progressing, they will naturally not want to do something.
Yeah.
So like if you don't have a goal, and this is where so many people and so many clients get stuck, is I think sometimes people go to the gym because they think they should.
Yeah.
But they don't actually know why they go.
Yeah.
It's a painful experience if you don't have a big reason. It's just, and that's where we were pretty much.
You touched on it before, and this is a great sort of taking us back there. You touched on guilt. Is that what then? Did you guys feel you'd become a slave to the gym?
Partly, I think for us being personal trainers, there was a big part of it, like feeling like you should train as opposed to I really want to train or I'm working towards something. And something we talk to a lot of our clients about is kind of like setting negative goals versus positive goals. Negative goals really, really work. So see if you're just training to not feel bad or to get away from feeling bad. The minute you feel a bit better, it's so easy to drift back to what you were doing before. And that's where we were. It's like, oh, I hate myself. I feel terrible. I'm going to get back to the gym, start eating healthily. And then a week later, it's like, I don't feel that bad now. Back to out of the weekends and just never actually making any forward progress.
Yeah. What was you had no purpose? You had a big purpose. Talk about it. Keep talking about it. You had this big purpose. Your ego comes crashing down. What was the tipping point? What was the defining moment that went? We need to get our purpose back. The different purpose, but what was it? We need our purpose.
I mean, see when you've got a gym and you don't have enough money to pay the bills, pretty much. Like, there's moments where it's like, right, no, but like, we went through a phase where it was like, oh, it can't be us. It's like, I don't know what we're doing wrong. It must be like the clients or we're getting shit people in. That's how. And we're looking for like external factors to blame. And then it's one day we're just like, this is fucking us. Like, we need to.
I loved it.
And for that, like, when you don't, like, I think there comes a point, and I think this is where a lot of people need to get to, where you need to start to look at yourself. And this is for me, this sounds brutal, but you need to understand that you're lying to yourself and like you're a wee bit full of shit sometimes. And I think that's it came for us when it's like, no, we are the problem here. Like, it's not anything else but us. Like, the gym's failing because of us, not anything else, not other things, not external factors. And I think when you hit that point, you either do something to change or you throw in the towel.
Yeah. So that's all tied in with like us kind of getting. We started a gym, we started a business, and we kind of thought like this will be easy. Like, we've got a gym, people will just flock to us and stuff, and that'll be fine. and it also coincided with us not really looking after ourselves that well physically. And there was no coincidence that we weren't looking after ourselves physically, not feeling great mentally, and struggling business-wise. And we were putting our energy all into, like, let's throw loads of shit at the wall and work really hard and try and get the business going with no plan, no structure. And then physically, mentally, getting even worse to the point where it was kind of like, we can't keep doing this.
So you've run out of excuses, essentially.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You had every excuse under the sun. Until you've run out of excuses and you hit that rock bottom, and then what were the sort of, I suppose, what were the basics? What did you start doing?
We actually, you guys worked with Paul Mort as well. We had very little money left in the bank account, and we spent pretty much all of it to sign up to his man's formation.
Okay.
So we got a coach, basically.
Accountability group.
Totally. And what was really interesting about that was we kind of thought we need to learn about business. We need to learn about business and all this kind of stuff. And the whole program taught us to focus on ourselves and improving, setting goals for us, improving the way we look and feel and work on our mindset. And it almost felt a bit, I remember at the start thinking, this is counterproductive. I'm wasting time here for learning about mindset. I need to make money. But interestingly, like, when you start improving how you think and how you look, everything else starts to kind of fall into place.
Yeah.
So, sorry, when was this, Ross? How many years ago was this when you started? When it happened?
3 years.
It's 3 years. It's mad, actually. It seems like yesterday.
So we must have joined at a similar time then.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Did you go to the event at Horton's Miners Welfare when we had to do those bleep tests up and down?
No.
I think that was before we started. The first event we went to was actually in Marbella, I think.
Oh, you went to Mike's gym?
Yeah. Did you go there yourself?
No, I was working in Germany then. I couldn't make it, but yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry to interrupt. I just
no, it's good. I think what I love here is we've gone from we've had this extrinsic goal. I really want to summarise this just for listeners, viewers, because I think you've told an amazing story already. Is that you've set out with an external goal, yeah. Whatever it be for the listeners is let's get a goal. Let's lose 1 or 2 pounds, 5k, 10 kilo, whatever. You had 5% body fat, for example. You've set everything. You've gone through. You've determination to get there. Once you get there, you have no other purpose, and then life takes over. What do we do next? Where do we go? You've hit rock bottom. Well, by way of running out of excuses, you hit rock bottom, and then you've took a purpose. You found a new purpose, new lease of life. That was in the gym, and you've made a plan. Put everything I've got left into getting help. Getting a coach, getting accountability, and hiring your standards again. And I think that is, that's such a great, powerful lesson for people to take out. And in there is that self-care. You boys have put yourself back in the centre, and as a result, I mean, well, Lean Lads is flourishing by the sounds of it, and you've got some great programs that are going, and we're seeing you. We share your recipes and your things now. Listen, I'm conscious of time. Let's get on to the sort of, you're in and out, you're in with people all the time. You see good things and you see bad things. Let's dig into some of what gets on your goat. What really pisses you off?
You want to go first, Ross, or what?
I would say, and we've been guilty of this in the past, like listening to see guys listening to their own ego too much, and thinking they know best. And again, like that was us years back, and we've learned that lesson. But it's so some of the guys you work with, it's so hard because their ego talks to them, and it's like they've signed up for our advice, but they know best. And a lot of guys will be put off signing up to a program like ours because they know how to do it better, even if what I'm doing is not working. And what we see happen all the time is do something doesn't work, try and do it again, but do it even more. And it's like it's not working. You need to change your approach. And I think if people could see that and look more logically instead of look less with their ego, guys especially, then they would have a lot more chance of making progress.
Yeah, that would definitely. I would have definitely signed up for your program once upon a time. You would have definitely told me what to do, and I would have definitely went, "Fuck that! I'm not listening to them boys. I'm going that way." And they're all going, "How come I'm going that way?" And they're going that way. Yeah, no chance.
Totally, it's the male ego, man. It's crazy.
Grant,
I think one of the other things is just like being so focused in the short term and feeling good short term. So like this is when it comes to like people will like. They don't think about the long-term goals enough, and as a result, it's just like constantly like I need to feel good now. So like the minute they get tired, the minute they get whatever it is, it's like right, cool, I'm just going to drink, I'm just going to get a takeaway, I'm just going to. And they're just so fixated in the short term that they will never make progress in the long term. Yeah. And it's very hard sometimes when somebody's in this to break them out.
Yeah, we have that quite often. They always want a quick fix, the short-term goal, but forget that. As we did, I suppose. I wanted to lose that few kg really fast. You guys wanted to get to the 5% body fat, but forgetting that you also wanted to be the best versions of yourself, if you will, as well. And then as soon as you get there, it's like, when the tough gets going, you quit as such. Good. We've looked at some bad habits. What are the three? What would you say? Three good what best practices? What could people do? Or, forget signing up with Transform 365 or forget signing up with Lean Lads Lifestyle. Just genuine. What could people just get off the couch and start doing now? Three good practices to get going.
That simple one for any guy that wants to lose some body fat, lose some weight is prep food in advance. It's something we're huge on. I'd imagine you guys are. Do with your clients, and the reason being it just takes so much thought away and it saves so much energy.
Yeah.
So if food's prepped in advance, literally all you need to do is reheat it and eat it. There's no thought required. Whereas you know what it's like when you get halfway through the week and you start to get a bit tired, willpower's a bit lower, and there's no food in the fridge. It's going to be Uber Eats or Just Eat every time. and then the progress starts to unravel. Whereas, see if you're proactive ahead of the game, everything's prepped already. Like it makes life so much easier.
Yeah, definitely.
And saves money as well.
Totally.
100%. We had one client who spent 60 quid at Aldi and did 120 meals. I've never heard anything like it off the scale.
Yeah. Aldi's amazing.
If Aldi want to sponsor us at all, then feel free. If anyone from Aldi's then
Aldi UK, please, we'll have you promote you.
Yeah, definitely. And there are other good stores out there. They can also sponsor us.
Because we're Scottish and we're thrifty, that's why we like Aldi.
What else can they do? Prep meals, absolute winner.
Do you know, honestly, see, for me, and I'm quite big in this, and I don't think you should like fuck about at all. I think you should just go and get somebody to keep you accountable. Because I think you see, if you try and do it on your own, you'll just waste 6 months, a year, 2 years, and then eventually see somewhere down the line you'll go, I need somebody to help me with this. Yeah. I just don't think, I just see to anybody, I would just say, don't mess about. Like, go straight and just get somebody, and you'll just save so much time, and you'll just get to go so quick.
Yeah. Investing in yourself is the best thing you can do. It might cost you a few quid, but it'll save you a lot of stress. There's a lot of energy.
We wasted months in business going backwards.
Yeah, totally. We had a conversation with a client on a live last night, and he was talking about like the amount of money that he previously spent in the pub was about £200 a month, and he said I could pay something similar to you guys and feel a lot better. It's just when you look at it that way.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer, isn't it? The amount of people waste on their lives on, and then they go, I can't afford this. And you just do a quick inventory and you go, you can afford it. You just don't want to yet because you're enjoying that pleasure or supposed pleasure of spending money on the booze, on the food, on other things.
Yeah, exactly. It's priorities, isn't it?
Yeah. You've come on a big journey, sort of, massive journey now. What inspires you now, just as we get to the end of this? What, in a short sentence, what's your inspiration now? What's the purpose for you boys with Lean Lads Lifestyle? What's inspiring you to do what you do?
Mate, honestly, just to progress and keep helping guys. Like, I just generally like seeing guys like have the balls to better themselves.
Yeah.
And I think, like, see, for me, that's what makes me want to keep doing it. Dead simple.
Yeah. Stopping people going on that same journey that we've all been on.
Yeah. Like, show people that there's more to life than just sitting in somebody's fucking living room.
Than getting after it. Yeah. Awesome.
Excellent. Fantastic. Thanks, guys. So if people want to find out more about you, where can they find you?
The best place is probably our Instagram page.
Yeah,
just Lean Lads Lifestyle on Instagram. Probably your best bet. And Facebook. Facebook's better.
And have you still got a program ready to start? Is there a program starting soon, or has it already started? I can't keep track.
Our next Lean Up program starts on
Monday. So there's plenty of time to sign up. And excellent. And what do they get?
They get training program, they get accountability, they get told exactly what to eat and when, so you don't need to worry about all that. And if you follow the plan, you probably lose anything between 6 and 12 kilos.
Fantastic. And you get awesome recipes.
Thanks very much, man. Have you tried many? Yeah. Have you tried the chicken and chorizo stew?
Hey?
Have you tried the chicken and chorizo stew?
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
That's a bit fans' favourite, man.
Absolutely awesome. So that's fantastic. Listen, guys, I'm really grateful to you for your time today. That's been fantastic. So many insights and your honesty, and the fact that your photo is awesome as well. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. So thank you everyone for watching and listening. If you're listening to this on our podcast, and we will be back next Tuesday. Dom, are you ready to remember who it is next Tuesday so I don't get it wrong? Have you looked it up from diary?
No, surprise. It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. Next Tuesday is a surprise. It's Pete. With this next Tuesday, we are actually in
Barnsley
for Pete Shaw and the Barnsley Barbell.
Excellent. So another guy who shredded meat. So he is surrounded by people who are shredded or have been shredded. It's just not fair.
And we've got after that, just because Peter is another fitness fanatic, but then after that we've got Ali Crooks, who's a stock trader, which is a mad story that he's got basically from having a flying high business to an absolute zero business, wiped out with COVID, and starting all over again.
I do actually believe he's shredded as well, which is
He
really
is.
cool.
He is. And he looks like Jason Fox.
He does, doesn't he? That's great. Listen, Grant, Ross, thank you ever so much.
Cheers, lads. Thanks.
We will catch up with you soon. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching and listening.
Cheers, guys.